So you've probably heard about mindfulness, but what is advanced mindfulness and how can it help you? This video is designed to give you an overview of what it's all about. This video is not designed to be a tutorial. Attending a workshop for proper instruction is recommended. Meet Jim. He's great at his job, and his boss gives him a lot of praise, but he feels left out socially by his co-workers, which leaves him feeling confused, lonely, and frustrated. He tries to fit in by joining their conversations and being helpful, but they just ignore him and hassle him for being the boss's pet. This leaves Jim feeling even more frustrated. Jim can't help but wonder, why is this happening to him? Is it the people around him, or is there something deeper? Maybe it's time for Jim to look within. Jim recalls feeling this way in his childhood. He remembers his siblings not letting him join their games. He complains to his mother, who tells his siblings to include him, but they just ignore him. So Jim ends up helping his mother with gardening or other chores. She appreciates his help, but his siblings see it as favoritism and tease him for it. At that moment, Jim realizes he is recreating his childhood experience at work. He feels exactly the same way he did back then. This insight makes him curious, and he starts to wonder if there's a pattern he's recreating. He also wonders what he can do about it. Then he remembers attending an advanced mindfulness workshop where he learned how to navigate difficult situations using mindfulness. Jim remembers that to change a difficult situation, he first needs to acknowledge how it makes him feel. He tunes into his emotions, acknowledging that he feels lonely, frustrated, and sad. Following what he learned in the workshop, Jim becomes mindful and becomes the witness to his feelings. Then he watches as his frustration arises. He sits with it. It's uncomfortable, but it's not causing any harm. Then, after a while, it starts to fade, and then it's gone. Then Jim starts to feel nauseous, and his stomach hurts. He remembers that body sensations are also stored from past experiences, and so he sits with these symptoms. After a while, they start to fade too. The next thing that comes up is shock and confusion. He sits with this feeling, and it also fades, and soon is gone. He then checks in to see how he feels about his situation. The usual anxiety about work is absent. Something has shifted. The feelings of frustration and sadness are no longer there. Jim feels much better. At work, Jim feels more relaxed, and the need for attention or approval from his colleagues fades. He feels more confident to just be himself. Now that Jim no longer feels the need to fit in, things start to change. He's no longer bothered about being included or not, and people naturally start to include him. Slowly, the dynamics shift. Now he's building real connections without even trying. Jim has better control of his life and feels inspired by the insights and joys that come with living a more conscious life. He loves to share his new wisdom with others. If you're interested in learning these advanced mindfulness principles to improve your situations, relationships, and self-awareness, Join one of our workshops. Or download the video lesson and worksheet. Gain more insight and enjoy a more conscious life.